Success is generally, but inadvertently measured by the amount of money, power, and fame that individuals or people obtain or possess, which is often centered on the promotion and gratification of oneself or people. Good success endures. It is therefore important to realize that everything on earth is a fleeting and temporary phenomenon. Howbeit, good success is sustainable and should necessarily outlive the individuals or people involved. For instance, John Davison Rockefeller was an American business tycoon and philanthropist who founded the Standard Oil Company. He lived from 1839 to 1937. He left tracks of success in the sands of times and is still very much impactful till this day through his investment in blue-chip conglomerates as well as through the Rockefeller Foundation. In 1916, he became one of the first billionaires in the world and remains one of the wealthiest Americans of all times, as it is on record that he once controlled 90% of all the oil in the United States of America. Success does not necessarily come from hard work alone. That idea is a boring and crippled myth. There are countless people who work extremely hard for many hours on a daily basis but still remain poor, miserable, and unsuccessful in several aspects of their lives. An interesting analogy about success is reeled out in a popular parable called the Parable of the Talents. A man was said to have embarked on a journey, but before his departure, he gave 3 of his servants different amounts of talents. To one he gave 5 talents, to the other he gave 2 talents, and to the 4th servant he gave 1 talent. Alas! Upon his return, he discovered that the servant with 5 and 2 talents respectively had doubled their talents, while the last servant with 1 talent hoarded his talent and did not invest or increase the seed talent that his master had availed to him. It is on record that the master commended the first 2 servants but condemned the 3rd servant who foolishly hoarded his talent and did not experience increase. This analogy shows that success comes through diligent and smart work. Talents are synonymous with our inherent gifts, skills, or potentials, which are hallmarks of successful people. Success is attracted through diligent and smart effort to achieve desired goals. Do not bury your talents and abilities. Invest them in the garden of your imagination and reap the desired fruits thereof. We are all not created equal. We are all endowed with different skills, talents, and abilities. Good success entails making concerted effort to impact humanity positively that would outlive us. Success appears when we maximize opportunities that we create or encounter. So strive to always maximize good opportunities that you encounter or create. Good success encompasses discovering purpose, fulfillment, and satisfaction that we so fervidly desire and seek. Every normal human being desires to succeed in achieving set goals. Have you ever heard anyone express a desire to fail? Even criminals aspire to succeed in their evil and despicable enterprises. When people speak about success generally, their mindsets are all about the acquisition of lots of money, posh cars, houses, properties, jewelry, designer clothes, fame, and influence. But good success transcends all of the foregoing. Don't ever allow the veil of failure or despair to shroud your imagination. That has led many people to give up hope and to regrettably seduce the idea of committing suicide. When you hear stories about your peers who have become multi-millionaires, flaunting huge amounts of money, do not be envious of them and do not consider yourself a failure. Lots of people have one time or another become negatively inspired by the flamboyant lifestyle of notorious serial internet fraudsters and political thieves. But when the wheels of justice that grind slowly but surely eventually catches up with them, their perfidious and nauseating lifestyles crumble to a pitiable halt. Everyone has his or her time. We are all travelers here on earth with different assignments and purposes. Focus on achieving your own purpose. Strive to make this world that is so full of wickedness a better place. Desire to make positive impact within your sphere of influence. It is never too late to strive to make positive impact on humanity, no matter how little. Friends, it is important to understand the distinction between good and bad success. Each time you overcome frustration and depression, you have achieved success in that aspect of your life. Success is not evaluated momentarily, but over a period of time. Someone may achieve success today, but may be a failure tomorrow. Good success endures. Like the saying goes, it is not a sprint, but a marathon race. So take note that temporary setbacks or failures are crucial elements for success. You are only qualified to be awarded the certificate of failure when you opt to give up on the pursuit of your aspirations. Good success is not determined by the ostentatious lives that people live, but by their impact on humanity. Your value or success is not determined by how people perceive you from the outside. Neither is it determined by your bank account balances, the cars that you own or ride in, the houses that you own or live in, the islands that you visit and shut down on frivolities, the designer clothes and handbags that you possess, and so forth. How does an individual expend millions of US dollars on a birthday bash, flaunting or ostentatious lifestyle on social media, when over 100 million people in his or her country live below the poverty line and on less than $1 a day? A country wherein poverty and economic bandits have captured its soul, crippling countless businesses and lives, as well as invoking the demons of criminality. Such a brazen and extravagant act is indubitably insensitive, appalling, and irritating. Good success will always inspire and empower. The saying goes that success and failure are on the same track. You can only achieve success if you refuse to give up at the bus stop of failure. When you refuse to give up hope under intense pressure and challenges, that in itself is success against the bandits of discouragement and misery. Resilience is key to success only when it is for a good cause. Many people are determined and focused on the wrong paths and goals. The abundance of money is not equivalent to success, although money can indeed enhance success in several aspects of human endeavor. Always remember this: the only reward for failure are the lessons that one can learn thereof, because failure is often accompanied by pain and sorrow. Simply put, success is the ability to rise again each time one falls. It entails discovering one's purpose in life. When someone conquers the urge to do evil by doing good, that is success. It is the ability to resist addiction. It is refusing to steal when such an opportunity presents itself. Do not envy people who live pretentious lives. Focus on your own race. Rejoice with those who work tenaciously and diligently to achieve their aspirations, and support those who are making fervid effort to achieve laudable goals. Success entails doing the right things in the right way. Even if you fail to achieve a certain goal now, do not despair or give up hope. Keep pushing the vehicle of enthusiasm and hope. Failure is not cast in stone, as it can be swallowed up by success through your resilience and the application of smart strategies. The access codes into the kingdom of success are wisdom, discernment, uprightness, focus, diligence, and determination. Strive to endure setbacks and challenges. Abhor greed and selfishness. Be content with whatever you have achieved at every stage of your life while you aspire for greater achievements. Every normal human being in his or her right senses should desire to succeed in every aspect of life. No sane human being would like to dwell in the wilderness of failure and despair. Nonetheless, we all need to be wise and circumspect. The mentality of ghoulish competition leads many people to achieve bad success laced with acrimony. Success will come knocking on your door when you make yourself attractive to it by applying the right strategies. Some people may be very successful financially, but may also be morbid failures in their marriages and interpersonal relationships. Failure often attracts inferiority complex and depression. There's no successful individual who does not taste the puddings of failure. However, success would embrace everyone who refuses to be defeated. Whenever you overcome the hypocrisy of religious indoctrination, that in itself is success. When you overcome a toxic or bad relationship, that is success. For many who inevitably had to exit very unhealthy marriages through annulment or divorce, that is success, because a bad marriage is a foretaste of misery. When someone is able to flee a pernicious and abusive relationship, that is success. Here's an analogy that will fascinate you. There was a genius called Steve Jobs. He was a visionary American entrepreneur and co-founder of Apple Incorporation, a technology giant. Jobs and his partners, Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne, started Apple Incorporation from Jobs' garage in 1976. But today, Apple Incorporation has metamorphosed into a multinational technology conglomerate that employs over 161,000 employees as at the year 2023. It all started with an idea and from a garage. Such a business that is able to employ tens of thousands of people can aptly be described as a success because the founders obviously achieved their goals. The products of Apple Incorporation, such as iPhones, Mac, iPads, as well as software products like iOS, are currently hugely patronized and utilized in many countries across the world. The joy of good success is sweet, but the lessons from failure along the highways to success are priceless. There is no successful human being who never failed. Michael Jordan, Walt Disney, Steven Spielberg, Tom Cruise, Tyler Perry, and a myriad of other superachievers all have stories of past failures, but through diligence and resilience, they were able to achieve success in different aspects of their lives. Many of the remarkable success stories started with failures and frustrations. Even countries encounter failures and misfortunes, but every setback should be considered a superb setup for outstanding comebacks. Success is not a religious hypocrite. It responds to the opposite principles of nature, such as diligence, wisdom, focus, and resilience. Great passion and determination to achieve laudable goals can propel the vehicle of your ambition to a place of success. It was the renowned Albert Einstein who once said, "Failure is success in progress." End of quote. Many people succeed financially and in their businesses, but fail in their marriages and relationships no matter how much they try. Tyler Perry's testimony is one that is indeed inspirational and instructive. He is a renowned American actor, playwright, and filmmaker who said he once invested all his savings in a show, but he failed woefully. Nonetheless, he never gave up. He even recounted sleeping in his car many times, but now he undoubtedly has become an exemplar and distinguished successful film producer. A man who slept in his car many times has become a billionaire and a prominent, celebrated, successful film producer. Soichiro Honda is the legendary founder of the Honda brand of vehicles, who once manufactured piston rings for Toyota Motors, but his products were once rejected by Toyota because they considered Honda's piston rings below their standard. Piston rings are expandable split rings that are used to provide seals between the piston and the cylinder walls of an engine. In spite of being rejected by Toyota Motors, Soichiro Honda was undeterred and refused to give up on his dreams. Alas, the Honda brand of vehicles and other ancillary Honda products have been a successful brand that now outlives its founder. Good success outlives the source and impacts generations. So, what will your own story be like? Success or failure? And if it is success, would it be good or bad success? Will the successes that you achieve outlive you to impact generations to come? Adolf Hitler was successful in the mass massacre of millions of people, but his negative and devastating success or achievement would forever outlive him as a despicable and dreadful butcher. Friends, life is no bed of roses. Success that we crave for is a daunting task, be it in our finances, health, careers, and relationships. A divorce or separation can be qualified as success if one is able to eject oneself from a toxic or hellish relationship. For those who embrace depression and frustration instead of resisting such destructive energies, you certainly can do better. We must never consider the possibility of giving up on life and contemplate suicide. Tomorrow is pregnant with incredible opportunities that one may miss out on if one fails to guard against and resist setbacks. Success appears when we tenaciously reject discouragement and failure. Abhor the bitter taste of failure with intense fervor. We can responsibly avoid failure at all costs, whether it presents itself as a temporary setback or a permanent gravestone. Your success depends on your choices. There is no human being born of a woman who has never failed and one who can never fail. So failure should not be a humiliating experience or phenomenon. We must therefore rise up and dust ourselves anytime we wittingly or unwittingly fall. What matters in life is how we respond to difficult circumstances that we encounter. Temporary setbacks or challenges should not deter us from pursuing our dreams. Criticisms and frustrations could set roadblocks to your goals, but you must be determined not to be discouraged. Many great personalities, super achievers, and legends were once nobodies. There is no one who doesn't suffer or encounter defeat or failure. Learn from your mistakes or setbacks. Importantly, learn from the mistakes and challenges of others. It is cheaper than being a scapegoat to failure. Whenever you encounter temporary setbacks of failure, do not feel condemned or frustrated. Hold on tight to your desired goals. Hold on tight to your desire for good success and strategize more effectively. And for you to achieve good success, you must courageously take the bull by the horn.